So next up, we have Sharlyn Healing Spirit. It's my pleasure to introduce a true master of spiritual healing, Sharlyn, who brings 46 years of profound experience of Akashik record healing, intuitive emotional body healing, soul retrieval, curse removal, angelic intervention, and laying on of hands. For 35 years, 52, not 35, 52 years. Sharlyn has been a specialized reader of the Akashic records, focusing on healing negative genetic code, parentheses within the DNA, influenced by both personal life experiences and ancestral pain. Her unique approach includes asking for the healing of all descendants from all those lifetimes until now, releasing deeply embedded pain across generations. Amazing. As the author of Remembering Creator, God's Gift of Love, Sharlyn is committed to transmuting darkness into light, releasing pain, and spreading love wherever she goes. Sharlyn's specialties extend to dream and vision interpretation, intuitive counseling, teaching, writing, editing, and art. Today, we are blessed to receive a special channeling message from her, guided by her deep connection to divine wisdom. So please welcome Sharlyn to the stage. Thank you so much for being here.
Is this working? My time is short, so I'm going to read my notes completely. My name is Sharlyn Healing Spirit. This was a gifted name from Native Americans. When I got a divorce, I took the Healing Spirit as my last name. So I'm not Native American. Actually, I was born in Canada, immigrated here, and I'm an American citizen. So for 52 years, I have been trained by so many teachers, I can't begin to list them. I will begin with Jesus and Mary, my stepfather, my mother, angels, the archangels for sure. I see them, they're here today. And even aliens and all kinds of masters. But to understand the significance of what I am to share with you today, you need to know a little bit of my background. My biological father was a very powerful Canadian Satanist, very, very skilled in the dark arts. When I was 23, I escaped his control, and I fled to my mother, who had left him years before but had lost us, and she lived in Tulsa, Oklahoma. 3 weeks after my arrival, I witnessed 3 holy wars fought over me between angels and demons. And at the end of the third war, the angels drove the demons away, and above my head, I could see, it was behind my head, but I could still see it, was the words, "The hand of the Lord Jesus Christ is upon you," in bright neon light. And then coming from above, I saw about a foot wide by about that wide gold bar of energy that came and went into my heart. So I knew the war was not over, but the battle that turned the tide of victory had been won, and I knew I was going to make it. So since that day, 52 years ago, I have been the handmaiden of Jesus, and I serve 24/7. I am utterly devoted to humanity, and I love everyone, even my enemies. So anyway, on May 20th or 19th of 2020, I had an odd experience. I was driving, and I saw Hadakhan Babaji's face outside the window, and he said, "Come to me." And, you know, the love was soft and gentle, and he kept repeating the same thing for the hour, and then he disappeared, that I was driving to my destination. Well, that night, May 20th at 20:20, 2 a.m., the wall in front of me disappeared, and I saw Shiva off in the distance. And to my stunned amazement, I saw me jump in my bedclothes, out of my body. I'm still in my bed, sitting in my body, but this part of me ran over there and said, "I surrender to you." I put my hands up, and I said, "I surrender to you." And so I sort of say I live in the house of Shiva, which is basically the entire universe, I guess. I don't know. But from that moment on, things, of course, did become very rapidly changing in a powerful way. So I'm going to go back to 2017 because you need to know how the information I'm going to give to you, which I think is the most significant spiritual information I can share with anyone. So when I was in Tamil Nadu, friends of mine took me up to Ramana Maharishi's ashram. And we went up the mountain of Arunachala where there was a little cement building where he had meditated in a cave there for 9 years. So I was there, and there's pictures of him all around. And after the third hour of meditating, I had to keep changing because my legs would bother me sitting on that stone floor. But I see this picture. It's just his portrait, just like here, and he's smiling. So I looked at it. And I said, okay, Ramana, I saw a video once where somebody asked you how you healed, and you said you loved yourself. So I'm saying this mentally to the picture. I said, so your body's in samadhi down below. You're so revered. There's an actual post office in your ashram. So you got to be around here somewhere. Your consciousness has to be somewhere. I need help. And I just kept repeating this over and over and over for about only 10 minutes. And I saw pale little ephemeral light come from the picture into my eyes. I said, okay, I'm going to assume you're communing with me. All right. So I need help. I love everything and everyone, even the rocks on the road, bugs, everything, people, the air I breathe, but I don't love me. How did you do it? He said, look inside, look at the light. I said, I've looked at the light. I can't find it. It's just black. And I said, I see it in other people, lots of them, but I can't find it in me. And all of a sudden, everything changed. I saw this vision. There was a little gold man, 5 inches tall, and he was emanating light because he was like liquid gold, but he was alive. And I knew it was Ramana, and he's walking down a slope. When he got 2 steps from the bottom of the slope, there was an oval. It was a pond, and it was 10 inches by 3 inches. And so like the vision's like right here in front of me. And I could see there was like a black cloth over this pond, and there was kind of a bump at the end of the pond, so about a third of it had a bump on it, and then the rest was flat. And the cloth all of a sudden started moving. It moved twice, and then the third time it slammed against it and popped over in this ucky black mess. And it landed off to the side. And I said, cover her back up, because there was a woman just from here. She was kind of plain looking, nothing beautiful about her, but the anguish in me was so immense. I said, I'm not worthy to look at her. She's too beautiful, even though I knew that was the light I had asked to see, because my father had so programmed me through hypnosis how unworthy I was. I wasn't worthy. And he said, your father knew she was here, and he covered her up so you could never find her. And I said, well, I cover her back up because I can't look at her. You don't understand. I'm not worthy. He said, love her. I said, I can't. She's too beautiful. I'm not worthy to love her. And so he just ignored me. And he said, love her. And for the next week, don't tell anyone, but you're going to love her as often as you can all day long. Well, I don't know about you, but I had a monkey mind, so 3 hours could go by and I never thought about it. So all of a sudden, oh God, I didn't love her. Oh gosh, I've got to try and love her. And it was awful trying to love her. Don't take my notes, dear. Oh, she didn't. You left my notes. Give me your notes back, because I'm going to want to read one thing off of that. So anyway, on day 2, same thing, vision still there. In fact, that vision of the little man and the golden pond stayed with me 24/7 for 4 months, literally, because I didn't know I had a big job to do, and I had no idea why he would stick around that long. But anyway, so on day 3, I'm still, I can't do this, and I'm shaking inside. And on day 3, he says, love her more than you love flowers. You know how soft, gentle touch of rose petals? Well, I could do that. I could love her more than a rose. Okay, I'll try that. And then he said, love her more than you love your daughters. Well, the point was that my daughters hadn't really understood me for a while. They do now, but they didn't before. And I had released them to the universe, to Creator, because our children are loaned to us. They are not ours. They are Creator's children first and always. All of us are. So anyway, that was not too bad. But then he said to me, love her more than you love Jesus, whereupon I panicked and I screamed out. Now, it wasn't uncommon for me to see Jesus, so I asked to see him, and Mother Mary too. But anyway, so I scream in my mind, Jesus, I need help. And I see now the little man in the pond, and here comes Jesus, a foot tall, and the only thing, he's all gold, sandals are gold, except for his white robe. And he comes over with a big smile, and he says, what's the problem? And I said, he said to love her more than you. I said, what do I do? He said, love her. Well, I got really mad at him. I thought, a big lot of help you are, because you don't even tell me why. That was why I was mad. What was this deal? I didn't understand. And I thought he was no help at all. But 3 hours later, it became really easy to love her. So by day 5, when I would love her, I started to get really happy. And eventually I figured out what that light was. And this is the most important thing I can share with you, because that light was my unique godness, not goddess, godness. That was my originating divine spark. I forgot something else that Ramana told me that day. I said to him, oh, that's me. And he was very adamant. He said, she is not personality. Sharlyn is personality. To you, she is her. You call her her. And it was very confusing. But now I understand. You see, inside of every one of you is a light. You usually locate it when you look inside, you know how so many people tell you when you meditate, look at the light inside? Well, it's usually located not in the heart, but right to the heart. But it could be anywhere in your chest. So I'm going to ask every one of you, I'm going to cut this really short because I have a short period of time. I want you to close your eyes. Just close your eyes, become quiet, and look inside for the light. It could be ephemeral. It could be pink, green, yellow. It could be silver. It could be sparkly. It could be iridescent. It could be real clear like a photograph is, or it could be very, 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 very misty or hardly there at all. Just look at that light and love it. Just love it, because you're loving God. That is the individuated spark of the origination of your real self. There you go. I can start feeling it. You're starting to love. Love him if you're a man. Love her if you're a woman. Now open your eyes. That is the most powerful thing I can teach you, because if you love that light, and sometimes you'll find that you might find when you're loving that light, it's like out here, like it was for me. Because you see, that light is everywhere. Do you know that there are 3 million photons of light emanated by a human brain per second? Do you know how much a rat emanates out of its brain? 1 photon of light. Because we are co-creators with Creator. We are the light. Just like he says. We are the light. But we've forgotten our godness. We have forgotten how powerful we are. And if you're depressed and you can find within you a little bit of love for that light, you sit by yourself. I don't care if it's a toilet seat in a public bathroom. And you're upset with your boss or your coworkers or whoever. Love that light. Become still, and you'll become happy. By the end of 7 days in India, when I was loving that light, I was laughing. I forgot it was in India, because someone would come by and I'd go, oh! I'd have to stop loving her so I couldn't look like I was crazy. What I didn't know is they would have thought it was something wonderful. Here in America, they'd think you're nuts to be laughing for no obvious reason, especially if your eyes are closed. So that's why I'm here to share this. It's a great honor and a privilege for me to be here among so many amazing people. So when you meditate, the thing that I do is I have a little gold ball I pretend to see up here. So when I meditate, that's what I focus on. And you know, he's right. There really is no one God. because we all are. We're all that. But you know what? There's two things too, and then I'll have to probably go. I'm not sure. But the other thing is that when we start to grow as a soul, we have a fear of failure. And then we have this other fear called fear of responsibility, which we've had a lot of, requests for getting responsible to spread meditation. So that one thing that I can teach you. Now, if there was anybody here that could not see the light within, please visit me after, because it'll only take me a minute or two to get that garbage off of you that someone put on you to hide the light within. That's the wonderful thing about being raised by a satanic father. You learn discernment, and you never forget. God loves everyone, meaning we love each other, whether we know it or not. And we are within all that is. So I thank you.
Come on out, you guys. Facilitation.